Everyone thinks I'm clumsy. Wrong. I've carried wine through banquet halls for 3 years without spilling a drop. Not once. My hands don't shake. My feet don't trip. I'm a ghost. Ghosts don't make mistakes. Until tonight. The goblet left my tray at exactly the right angle. 32 degrees if you're wondering. Physics. The wine hit Alpha King Cole Adams square in the chest. Burgundy spreading across white silk like a slow-motion murder. 200 nobles went silent. You could hear the candle wax dripping. His eyes, amber, the kind that glow gold when his wolf surfaces, locked on mine. Here's the thing about werewolf kings. They don't do accidents. Every slight is intentional. Every insult demands blood. I just humiliated him in front of foreign dignitaries, rival packs, and the brother who's been waiting 20 years to take his throne. The guards moved. I didn't. Because 3 seconds earlier, I'd seen it. The shimmer. That oily, iridescent film floating on the wine's surface that most people miss. Spider's breath poison. Rare. Expensive. Extremely lethal to shifters. My father taught me to identify poisons when I was 9. He was the royal physician before the old king had him executed for treason. Really, he'd discovered someone was skimming military funds. They called it treason. I call it inconvenient honesty. So I did what any rational person would do when they see their employer about to die from neurotoxin poisoning. I committed treason. The king stood, 6'4" of barely contained rage. His wolf was already surfacing. I could see the gold bleeding into his eyes, the way his canines lengthened just slightly. The court held its breath. He spoke, low, dangerous. "The judgment room, now." 2 guards grabbed my arms. I didn't resist. Couldn't, really. Werewolf strength versus human stubbornness isn't a fair fight. They dragged me through corridors I'd spent years learning to navigate invisibly. Servants scattered. Smart. The judgment room is exactly what it sounds like. Stone walls, iron chains, bloodstains that don't wash out no matter how much the cleaning staff scrubs. I've mopped this floor 17 times. Never thought I'd be the one bleeding on it. They chained my wrists to the wall. The king dismissed the guards with a flick of his hand. Just him and me now. He circled me like I was prey. Maybe I was. "Give me one reason," he said, voice still that lethal quiet. "Why I shouldn't break every bone in your hands for that insult." I met his eyes. Stupid move. You don't meet an alpha's eyes unless you're challenging him. But here's what I've learned in 3 years of being invisible. When you've got nothing left to lose, arrogance becomes strategy. Because if you drunk that wine, I said, you'd be choking on your own tongue right now. Spider's breath, poison. The shimmer on the surface gives it away. 4-minute kill time for shifters. Paralysis, then respiratory failure. Extremely painful. You're welcome. He stopped circling. You expect me to believe? I don't expect anything, but check the cup. Get your royal chemist. They'll confirm it. Someone wants you dead. Tonight. At your own banquet. In front of everyone. His jaw tightened. The gold in his eyes flickered. "Who are you?" "The girl who pours your wine. That's it." Liar. He leaned in close. Too close. I could smell him. Pine and smoke and something wild underneath. Your diction, your posture, you're trained, noble-born. I looked away. He grabbed my chin, forced me to meet his eyes again. "Who are you?" "Fine. Rebecca Woods, daughter of Marcus Woods, the royal physician your father executed 5 years ago for discovering someone was embezzling military funds. I've been here 3 years, keeping my head down, trying to survive. Congratulations. You've just blown my cover to satisfy your ego." His hand dropped. "Woods, the traitor. The scapegoat. There's a difference." He stepped back, studied me like I was a puzzle he couldn't solve. The rage was still there, but something else flickered behind it. Curiosity. Maybe respect. Hard to tell with alphas. If what you're saying is true, it is. Then someone in my inner circle just tried to assassinate me. Yes? And you're the only witness. Also yes. He paced. 3 steps left, 3 steps right. Thinking. The chains on my wrists were cutting circulation. My hands were going numb. Ironic, considering he'd threatened to break them. Finally, he stopped. I can execute you for tonight's scene. Treason by humiliation. Quick. Clean. I waited. Or, he continued, you can tell me everything you know. Who made the poison? How it got into my cup? Why tonight? And then you execute me for knowing too much. Or I don't. Why wouldn't you? He moved close again, unlocked the chains. My arms dropped, heavy and useless. He caught me before I fell. Because, he said, voice rough, I'm tired of people lying to me. You're either the best liar I've ever met or the only honest person in this palace. Either way, you're more useful alive. Our eyes locked. Something shifted. Not attraction, nothing that simple. Recognition. 2 people who'd learned to survive by staying invisible, suddenly seeing each other. My hands tingled as blood rushed back. I pulled away. Fine, I'll help you, but don't touch me again. Why not? Because when he touched me, something in my chest pulled. Something that felt like drowning and breathing at the same time. Something dangerous. Because I said so. He smiled. Barely. Just a quirk at the corner of his mouth. Deal. He offered his hand. I took it. Professional. Quick. Except the moment our palms touched, his eyes flashed full gold. My breath caught. The air between us crackled with something that had nothing to do with poison or politics. We both pulled away. That was, he started. Nothing, I finished. That was nothing. Liar. Here's what you need to know about me. I'm smart enough to be dangerous and stupid enough to think that's a superpower. I've spent 3 years watching this court like it's a chess game played by overconfident children. I see the affairs, the alliances, the money changing hands in shadowed corners. I know which guards accept bribes, which nobles are drowning in debt, which servants are selling secrets. I've convinced myself this makes me powerful. It doesn't. It makes me a target I haven't realized I'm wearing. Because here's the truth I'm too arrogant to see. Observation without action is just voyeurism. I've been collecting information like a dragon hoards gold, thinking knowledge equals safety. But knowledge without power is just ammunition for someone else's gun. The king, Cole Adams, alpha of the Iron Paw Pack, ruler of the Northern Territories, the man I just saved from assassination, is built on dominance theater. Every public moment is performance. Every interaction is a power play. His entire reign depends on appearing invincible. I just made him look weak in front of 200 witnesses. So when he offers me a deal, I should run. Instead, I shake his hand. Because I'm smart enough to be dangerous and stupid enough to think I can survive what comes next. The handshake ends, but my palm still burns where his skin touched mine. I shove the feeling down. Survival first, whatever the hell that was, comes never. We start in the kitchens, I say, pulling my hand back. Someone added the poison after the wine left the cellar. That means access, timing, and a death wish. Cole's already moving toward the door. Then we go now. Wait, I grab his arm. Stupid. You don't grab an alpha. His eyes flash gold again, but I don't let go. You can't just storm into the kitchens at midnight demanding answers. They'll scatter. Whoever did this will vanish before sunrise. Then what do you suggest? Let me go alone. I'm invisible there. They'll talk around me like I'm furniture. His jaw tightens. Absolutely not. Someone just tried to kill me. You think I'm letting the only witness walk around unguarded? I've been unguarded for 3 years. I'm still breathing. That was before you made yourself useful. He leans in, voice dropping to that dangerous quiet again. Before you became valuable. Things that are valuable get protected or destroyed. Which do you prefer? My throat goes dry. Protected sounds better for my life expectancy. Smart girl. He straightens, adjusting his wine-stained shirt. We go together, you ask questions. I stay in the shadows. Compromise. Fine. Better than arguing with a man who could snap my neck before I finished a sentence. We move through the palace corridors. I know every shortcut, every blind spot where the guards don't patrol. Cole follows without question, which surprises me. Alphas don't follow, but he trusts my knowledge of the territory. Small victory. The kitchens at night are different. During the day, they're chaos. Shouting, clattering, steam and smoke, and the constant threat of being scalded. Now, they're almost peaceful. Just the night staff cleaning, preparing tomorrow's bread dough, banking the fires. I slip through the servants' entrance. Cole presses against the wall outside, hidden in shadow. His presence still radiates, though. You can feel an alpha even when you can't see him, like pressure before a storm. Mara, the head baker, looks up from her dough. Becca, thought you'd be sleeping after tonight's disaster. Word travels fast. Couldn't sleep, I say, moving to the washing station. Keep thinking about that wine. Where'd it come from? Same place it always comes from, the royal cellars. Thomas brings it up around sunset, leaves it on the staging table for the servers. She punches the dough harder than necessary. Why? You think someone tampered with it? Just curious. Curiosity killed more than cats in this palace, girl. She wipes flour from her hands. But since you're asking, I did notice something odd. Thomas brought the wine up early tonight, 2 hours before the banquet instead of 1. Said he had to run an errand for the head steward. My pulse quickens. What kind of errand? Didn't say. Thomas never says much, keeps his head down. Like you. She gives me a pointed look. Smart people in this palace stay quiet, stay invisible, stay alive. You sure you want to start asking questions? Before I can answer, a sound from the hallway. Footsteps. Heavy. Military boots. Not servants' shoes. Cole materializes beside me so fast I almost yelp. His hand covers my mouth before I can make noise. We're pressed together in the shadow of the flour storage, his body a wall of heat against my back. The guards enter, 4 of them. Not regular palace guards, royal guard, the king's personal protection detail, except the king is currently hiding in a kitchen pantry with a disgraced noble's daughter. So who sent them? And why are they carrying crossbows loaded with silver-tipped bolts? Silver-tipped bolts don't miss. They're expensive, deadly, and specifically designed to put down shifters who've gone rogue, or kings who've become inconvenient. Cole's hand stays clamped over my mouth. His other arm wraps around my waist, holding me completely still. Smart. My instinct is to run. His instinct is to calculate. The guards fan out through the kitchen. Mara keeps kneading her dough, but her shoulders are rigid. She knows something's wrong. Anyone been through here tonight? The lead guard asks. His voice is familiar. Marcus, one of Cole's personal detail for 6 years. Loyal, or so everyone thought. Just me and the night staff, Mara says without looking up. Why? Something happened. The king's missing. Last seen heading toward the lower levels with a prisoner. Female, dark hair, about this tall. He gestures. My exact height. Prisoner. That's what I am now. Official. Mara shrugs. Haven't seen anyone. Check the wine cellars. That's where the king usually goes when he wants privacy. Good lie. Buy us time. The guards leave. Cole waits 30 seconds before releasing me. I suck in air, pulse hammering. They're hunting us, I whisper. They're hunting you. I'm already dead as far as they know. His eyes are calculating, which means whoever's behind this thinks the poison worked. They're cleaning up loose ends. I'm a loose end? You're the witness who saw the poison, can identify it, can testify. He grabs my shoulders, forces me to focus. Think, when did you first see it? In the wine? No. Earlier. 3 hours before the banquet. The memory slams back. I was in the preparation alcove off the main kitchen, polishing silver. Staying invisible, the head steward, Gregor, a man who served the crown for 20 years, came through with a wooden case, small, ornate, Not standard kitchen supplies. He looked around, didn't see me. No one ever does. He opened the case. Inside, a single vial. The liquid caught the light wrong. Too iridescent, too viscous. I'd seen that shimmer before in my father's notes. Spider's breath, distilled from the venom sacs of widow spiders. Rare. You can't buy it at a market. You need connections, money, desperation. Gregor uncorked the vial with hands that shook. Not from age, from fear. He poured a single drop, just one, into the wine decanter meant for the king's table. Then he sealed the vial, closed the case, and walked out like he'd just committed murder. Which he had. Premeditated, paid for. I should have stopped him right then. Should have dumped the wine. Warned someone. Instead, I did what I always do. I watched. Collected information. Waited to see how it would play out. Because knowledge is power, right? Observation keeps you safe. You don't act until you understand every angle. Except now the angle is a crossbow bolt aimed at my spine. I saw the head steward, I tell Cole. Gregor, 3 hours before the banquet. He added 1 drop to your wine decanter. The case he carried, expensive, custom. Someone paid him. A lot. Where's Gregor now? His quarters are in the east wing, servants' level, 3rd floor. Cole's already moving. Then that's where we're going. He'll be asleep. Not for long. The gold bleeds back into his eyes. Not rage this time, purpose. Someone tried to kill me. Someone paid your head steward to commit treason. And someone just sent my own guards to hunt you down with silver-tipped crossbows. He stops at the kitchen door, looks back at me. I'm done being patient. We're getting answers. Tonight. The wolf in him is surfacing. I can see it in the way he moves. Less human, more predator. This is the man who rules the Northern Territories through fear and respect. This is the alpha who's built a kingdom on dominance. And I just became his hunting partner. We slip into the corridor. The palace is different at night. Shadows deeper, sounds sharper. Every footstep echoes. I lead him through the servants' passages, narrow hallways that run behind the main corridors, like veins behind skin. The architecture of invisibility. Rich people never think about how their food arrives. Their sheets get changed. Their messes disappear. They don't see us. That's our advantage now. We climb the back stairs to the 3rd floor. Gregor's quarters are at the end of the hall. Door closed. No light underneath. Cole doesn't knock. Just tests the handle. Locked. He looks at me. Can you pick it? Can I? I stop. Remember who I'm talking to. Yes, obviously. My father taught me more than poisons. He taught me that locked doors are just puzzles with metal pieces. I pull a hairpin from my braid, bend it twice, and work the lock. 30 seconds. Click. The door swings open. Gregor's quarters are small, neat. Bed made with military precision, clothes folded, nothing out of place, except Gregor himself. He's sitting in the chair by the window, hands folded in his lap, eyes open, very, very dead. And on the table beside him, the empty vial that used to hold Spider's breath. Poison. Someone's already cleaned up their loose end. The empty vial sits on the table like an accusation. Gregor's dead eyes stare at nothing. No struggle, no defensive wounds. He sat down, drank poison, and died quietly. Professional. Cole crosses to the body, checks for a pulse even though we both know there won't be one. His jaw tightens. How long? I touch Gregor's hand, still warm, skin pliable. 2 hours, maybe 3. So while I was in the judgment room interrogating you, someone was here silencing him. Cole stands, turns to face me. Something shifts in his expression. The calculation hardens into something colder. Convenient timing. My stomach drops. You think I think everyone who knew about the poison is either dead or standing in this room. His eyes are pure gold now, alpha, dangerous. I think you appeared out of nowhere 3 years ago, kept your head down, stayed invisible, perfect cover for a spy. I saved your life. Or you orchestrated the whole thing, poison the wine, accidentally spill it, play the hero, gain my trust. He moves closer. I back up until I hit the wall. Then lead me straight to the one witness who could confirm your story, conveniently dead before he can talk. That's insane, is it? His hand slams against the wall beside my head, not touching me, trapping me. Your father was executed for treason. You've got motive, you've got knowledge, you've got access, and right now you're the only person alive who claims they saw Gregor add the poison. My heart hammers against my ribs. This is bad. This is worse than bad. Think, I say, forcing my voice steady. If I wanted you dead, I'd have let you drink the wine. Why spill it? Why draw attention to myself? Because the poison wasn't meant to kill me tonight, just weaken me, make me vulnerable. His face is inches from mine. I can see the gold bleeding through his irises completely. Someone's playing a long game, and you just became my prime suspect. You're wrong. Prove it. I can't. That's the problem. Every piece of evidence points to me. The timing, the knowledge, the convenient death of the only other witness. I did this to myself. Spent 3 years collecting information, staying invisible, thinking observation made me powerful. Now it makes me look guilty. I can't prove it, I admit. Not yet, but give me time. Time? He laughs. Sharp. Bitter. Time for more bodies to pile up? Time for whoever's behind this to finish the job? His hand moves to my throat, not squeezing, just resting there. A reminder of how easily he could end this. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to tell me everything. Every conversation you've overheard in 3 years. Every secret you've been hoarding. Every single piece of information in that clever little head of yours. And if I don't? His thumb presses against my pulse point. Then I stop treating you like a witness and start treating you like a threat. The wolf is fully in control now. I can smell it on him. Smoke and fury and something ancient that predates civilization. This isn't the man who offered me a deal in the judgment room. This is the alpha who's built a kingdom on violence. I'll tell you everything, I say. My voice doesn't shake. Small victory. But not here, not with Gregor's corpse staring at us. He studies my face, looking for lies, for cracks. Finally, he steps back. My private study, now. You try to run, my guards will hunt you down. You try to fight, I'll break your neck myself. Clear? Crystal. We leave Gregor's quarters. The hallway feels narrower now, darker. Every shadow could hide an assassin. Every sound could be guards closing in. Cole walks behind me. Not beside me anymore. Behind. Like I'm a prisoner being escorted to execution. Maybe I am. His private study is in the North Tower. Heavy oak doors, walls lined with maps and battle plans, a desk covered in reports, windows overlooking the training grounds. He locks the door, pockets the key. Then he pulls out a knife. My blood goes cold. Sit, he orders, gesturing to the chair facing his desk. I sit. What choice do I have? He circles behind me. I feel the blade press against the back of my neck, not cutting, just touching. A promise. Start talking, he says, and pray I believe you. The blade against my neck is cold, sharp enough that I feel the edge without it breaking skin. One wrong move and I'm done. I don't beg. Begging implies guilt, implies weakness. Instead, I lean back into the knife, just slightly, just enough that the pressure increases. If you're going to kill me, I say, voice steady, do it quick. But if you want answers, put the knife down and let me think. The blade doesn't move. You're in no position to make demands. I'm in the only position that matters. You need what's in my head more than you need my blood on your floor. I tilt my head, feel the blade shift. Spider's breath poison isn't something you buy at a market. It requires widow spider venom, extracted fresh. The spiders only live in the southern marshes, 3-day journey minimum. Then you need an alchemist skilled enough to distill the venom without destroying the active compounds. That's rare knowledge, expensive knowledge. The pressure eases, slightly. Go on. The shimmer I saw in the wine, that's the hallmark. Spider's breath suspended in alcohol creates an iridescent film because the venom proteins don't fully dissolve. They refract light. Most people miss it. But my father taught me to look for refraction patterns. I close my eyes, pull up the memory. 1 drop per liter is the standard dose for shifters. Causes paralysis in 4 minutes. Respiratory failure in 6. Painful. Deliberate. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was planned months in advance. The knife disappears from my neck. I hear Cole move around to face me. When I open my eyes, he's leaning against his desk, arms crossed, studying me like I'm a puzzle he can't solve. How many people know how to make spider's breath? In the Northern Territories? 3 alchemists, maybe 4, all registered with the Crown, all monitored. My mind races through 3 years of observations, conversations overheard, shipments logged, money changing hands. But 6 months ago, one of them died. Master Aldrich. Heart failure, they said. Natural causes. You don't believe that. I don't believe in coincidences. I stand, move to his map table. Find the southern marshes marked in faded ink. Aldrich specialized in venom distillation. If someone wanted to commission Spider's breath, he'd be the obvious choice. And if they wanted to cover their tracks afterward, they'd kill him and make it look natural. Cole joins me at the table. The gold in his eyes has faded to amber again. He's thinking now, not just reacting. What else? The memories come faster now, fragments clicking into place. 3 months ago, Gregor the head steward requesting a 2-week leave. Unusual. He never took time off. 2 months ago. Shipments from the southern marshes arriving at odd hours. Small crates. No manifest. I'd noted them because the crates went directly to the royal cellars, bypassing standard inventory. 1 month ago. Gregor meeting with someone in the chapel after midnight. I'd been cleaning the sanctuary when they entered, hid behind the altar. Couldn't see the other person's face but heard their voice. Male, cultured accent, northern nobility, and the words, "The king trusts you. Use that. 1 drop is all we need. Make it look natural." I tell Cole all of this. Watch his expression harden with each detail. "You've known for months," he says quietly. "Suspected the conspiracy. Knew someone was planning something. And you did nothing. I didn't know it was poison. Didn't know when or how." My hands curl into fists. "I thought I had time to figure it out. Thought you could solve it yourself." His voice cuts like the knife did. "Thought your observation made you powerful enough to play detective without backup. That arrogance almost got me killed. He's right. God, he's right. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't resurrect Gregor, doesn't identify who paid him." Cole moves to the window, stares out at the dark grounds. "But it does tell me you're not the mastermind. You're too smart to leave this many witnesses alive if you were." Relief floods through me. "So, you believe me?" "I believe you're useful." "There's a difference." He turns back. "The voice you heard in the chapel, northern nobility, male. Can you identify it?" I replay the memory, the cadence, the pronunciation, the slight lisp on sibilants. Then it clicks. "Your brother," I whisper. "Lord Damien, the king's younger brother." Cole's face goes blank. Empty. "Say that again." "The voice in the chapel, it was Damien's, I'm sure." Silence stretches. Long enough that I wonder if I've just signed my death warrant for real this time. Then Cole laughs. Low. Bitter. Completely humorless. Of course it was. The bitter laugh hangs in the air between us. Cole's knuckles are white where he grips the edge of his desk. "Your brother," I say carefully. "Damien, he's next in line for the throne if you—" I know what he is. Cole cuts me off, voice flat, dead. My younger brother, the charming one, the diplomatic one, the one Father always said would have made a better king if birth order didn't matter. He moves to a cabinet, pulls out a decanter of amber liquid, whiskey, pours 2 fingers, drinks it in one swallow, then pours another. How long? He asks. How long what? How long has Gregor been adding poison to my wine? You said 1 drop tonight would have killed me in 4 minutes. But what if he's been adding smaller doses? Building up over time? My stomach drops. I hadn't considered that. Spider's breath has cumulative effects in shifters, I say slowly, working through the chemistry in my head. Small doses don't kill immediately. They accumulate in the liver, the kidneys, cause chronic fatigue, weakened healing, decreased strength, symptoms that look like stress or aging. Cole sets down his glass, hard. I felt like hell for 6 months, thought it was the border wars, the council meetings, the constant political pressure. He laughs again, that same bitter sound. Damien kept telling me to rest more. Delegate. Let him handle the day-to-day governance while I recovered my strength. Setting himself up as regent, I whisper. So when you finally died, the transition would be seamless. The council already trusts him. The people already see him as capable. And I'd just be the king who worked himself to death. Tragic, noble, completely natural. Cole's hands shake as he pours a 3rd drink. How much time do I have? I don't want to answer, want to lie. Tell him he's fine, we caught it in time, everything will be okay. But he's not fine. With accumulated toxin levels, I force myself to meet his eyes. If Gregor's been dosing you for 6 months, the damage to your organs is already significant. Shifter healing will slow the progression, but... I trail off. How long, Rebecca? Weeks, maybe a month, unless we purge the toxin from your system completely. He sits down, actually sits. The alpha king who never shows weakness, never admits vulnerability, sinks into his chair like a puppet with cut strings. Can you purge it? I don't know. Spider's breath isn't like other poisons. It bonds to cellular tissue. Flushing it requires specific herbs, extreme precision, and luck. My mind races through my father's notes, the remedies he'd documented. I'd need access to the royal apothecary, ingredients that are restricted. Time. Time I don't have. Time we'll make. I move closer, crouch beside his chair. Listen to me, you're not dead yet. Your healing factor is still working, just slower. That means enough of your system is still functioning. We can fix this. He looks at me. Really looks. For the first time since this nightmare started, I see past the alpha, past the king. Just a man who's just realized his own brother has been slowly murdering him for 6 months. Why? His voice cracks. What did I do to make him hate me this much? You were born first. It's brutal honesty, but he needs to hear it. That's all. You were born first. And he's been living in your shadow his entire life. Some people can't forgive that. Cole's hand comes up, grips my wrist, not threatening, desperate. If I die, he wins, takes the throne, and everyone who helped him, Gregor, the alchemist, whoever else is involved, gets away with murder. You're not going to die. You can't promise that. No. But I can promise I'll do everything in my power to make sure you survive long enough to destroy him. I squeeze his hand back. Your brother made one critical mistake. What's that? He assumed servants are invisible, that we don't see, don't hear, don't matter. But I've been watching this palace for 3 years. I know things Damien doesn't realize anyone knows. And now, I smile, sharp, dangerous. Now I'm motivated. Something shifts in Cole's expression. The despair hardens into determination. He stands, pulling me up with him. The royal apothecary, we go now, get what you need. His jaw sets. Then we start planning my brother's downfall. He'll have guards, Allies. Resources. So do I. Cole moves to his weapons cabinet, pulls out a short sword, straps it to his hip. I have you, the invisible girl who sees everything. That's more valuable than an army. He heads for the door, then pauses, looks back. Thank you for the wine, for telling me about Damien, for... He struggles with the words. For staying. Where else would I go? Anywhere. You could have run the moment those guards started hunting you, could have disappeared into the city, but you didn't. Running is just dying slowly, I say. I'd rather fight. He smiles, first real smile I've seen from him. Then let's fight. The smile dies on his face before we reach the door. Cole stumbles, catches himself on the doorframe. His knuckles go white. Cole? I'm fine. But his voice is strained. Wrong. He takes another step. His leg buckles. I catch him before he hits the ground, but he's heavy, all muscle and dead weight. We crash against the wall together. The whiskey, I gasp, holding him upright. How much did you drink? 3 fingers, maybe 4. Why... His eyes widen. Gold bleeds through, then flickers out. No. The decanter. Still sitting on his desk. I'd been so focused on the conversation I hadn't checked it, hadn't looked for the shimmer. Stupid. So incredibly stupid. They poisoned your private stock, I say, already dragging him toward his bedroom. Damien knew you'd come here after the banquet, knew you'd drink. This was the backup plan. Cole's breathing goes ragged, sweat beads on his forehead. How long? Minutes. We need to get you somewhere safe before... Footsteps in the corridor. Multiple pairs. Military precision. The guards. Damien's guards. I shove Cole through the bedroom door, slam it shut, throw the bolt. His bedroom is massive. 4-poster bed, sitting area, private bathing chamber. Too many places to search. Not enough places to hide. The passage! Cole gasps, pointing to the fireplace. Behind the 3rd stone from the left. I find it. Press. A section of wall swings inward, revealing darkness and narrow stairs leading down. Servant passages. Of course, the king would have an escape route. I half drag, half carry him toward it. He's shaking now, full tremors. The poison's hitting his system fast, harder than it should. Because he's already compromised, already dying slowly from months of accumulated toxin. This dose might finish the job, pounding on the bedroom door. Your Majesty, we heard a disturbance. Don't answer, I whisper. They'll break down the door. His words slur together. They'll find us. Not if we're not here. I pull him into the passage, swing the wall closed behind us. Darkness swallows us whole. Can't see my hand in front of my face. Just feel cold stone, Cole's weight against me, his heart hammering too fast. Behind us, wood splinters. The door breaks. Search everywhere. That's Marcus, the guard captain, Damien's man. Find them! I drag Cole down the stairs. His feet barely cooperate. Each step is a gamble. Will he collapse completely? Will I drop him? Will the stairs give way under our combined weight? Rebecca. His voice is barely a whisper. If I don't make it, shut up, you're making it. Listen, the account books, in my desk, 2nd drawer, key is... He coughs, wet, painful. Key is under the wolf statue, shows all the transfers. Damien's been embezzling for years. That's your proof. I'm not going to need proof because you're going to tell the council yourself. We reach the bottom of the stairs. A door. Locked from the other side. Perfect. Trapped in a secret passage with a dying king while guards tear apart the room above us. I feel along the door. Find the hinges. Old iron, corroded. Can you shift? I ask Cole. What? Your wolf? Can you shift? Even partially? I need your strength for about 10 seconds. He laughs. Sounds like choking. Can't. Poison suppresses the shift. That's the point. Right. Of course it does. I examine the hinges again. Old enough that maybe if I had leverage... Cole's body goes rigid against me, convulsing. No, not yet. We're so close. Stay with me. I shake him. His eyes roll back. Cole, don't you dare die in a servant's passage. That's pathetic. You're a king. Die somewhere dramatic, at least. No response. His pulse flutters under my fingers, weak, weakening. Above us, footsteps. The guards have found the passage entrance. I have maybe 30 seconds before they reach us. A dying king in my arms. Locked door at my back. Assassins closing in from above. This is bad. This is categorically, objectively, fatally bad. Then I remember. The hairpin. Still in my pocket from picking Gregor's lock. I pull it out, jam it into the door's lock mechanism. Old locks are easier than new ones. Simpler. More forgiving. Click. The door swings open into a storage room. Dusty. Forgotten. Perfect. I drag Cole through, slam the door behind us, bar it with a broken chair. Won't hold long, but it doesn't need to. I lower Cole to the ground, check his pulse. Still there, barely. All right, I whisper. Time to see if I remember my father's lessons. My father's lessons. Right. As if remembering theory is the same as saving a life. Cole's pulse is threading. His skin's gone gray, lips tinged blue. Classic respiratory suppression. The poison's shutting down his autonomic systems one by one. I have minutes, maybe less. The storage room is filled with abandoned supplies, broken furniture, moth-eaten linens, and, thank every god I don't believe in, cleaning supplies, including the one thing I need most, activated charcoal, used for scrubbing stone, also used for absorbing toxins in emergency medicine. I grab the container, rip open Cole's shirt, buttons scatter across the floor. His chest barely moves, breathing shallow, irregular. This is gonna hurt, I tell him, even though he probably can't hear me. But if you die, Damien wins, so you're going to suffer through it. Understood? No response. Didn't expect one. I mix charcoal with water from my canteen, creates a thick black paste, force his mouth open, pour it down his throat. He gags. Good. Gag reflex means some brain function still intact. Swallow, I command. Press his throat, massage downward. Come on, Cole, work with me. He swallows, coughs. Black liquid dribbles from his mouth. Not enough. I need to induce vomiting, purge his stomach completely. But what triggers the reflex without additional poison? Salt. High concentrations of salt water. I search the storage room, find old preservation barrels, still crusted with salt residue, scrape it into my canteen, dissolve it, create a solution strong enough to make my eyes water. Round 2, I mutter. You're going to hate me for this. I pour the salt water down his throat. Wait. Nothing happens. Then his body convulsions. Violently. He rolls onto his side, vomits black liquid mixed with the whiskey he'd drunk. The poison comes up with it. Good. More. I need more out of his system. I hit his back. Hard. Between the shoulder blades. Force more up. He vomits again. Then again. Until nothing's left but bile and dry heaves. His breathing eases. Just slightly. Color starts returning to his lips. Not out of danger. Not even close. But not actively dying anymore. Small victory. I lean back against the wall, breathing hard. My hands shake. Delayed adrenaline crash. Cole groans. Opens his eyes. Focuses on me with effort. You're alive, I say. Unfortunately. His voice is destroyed. Raw. What did you do to me? Saved your life. You're welcome. He tries to sit up. Can't. Falls back down. Everything hurts. That's called not being dead. Embrace it. Pounding on the door. The guards have found us. Your Majesty, Marcus shouts. Open the door. We're here to help. They're not here to help, I whisper to Cole. They're here to finish what the poison started. I know. He grabs my wrist. Weak grip, but determined. The window, behind that pile of crates. Too small for guards in armor, but you could fit. I'm not leaving you. You have to. Get to Lord Brennan, the Chancellor. He's loyal. Tell him everything about Damien, the poison, the embezzlement. Cole coughs, wet, painful. He'll protect you, mobilize forces, stop my brother before... Before what? Before Damien becomes king because you died in a storage room from poisoned whiskey? I lean closer. No, we do this together or not at all. Rebecca? I didn't spend 3 years invisible just to run now. I didn't purge poison from your stomach with salt water and charcoal just to let Damien's guards put a sword through your chest. My voice drops, hard, final. So here's what's happening. You're going to stand up. We're going to use that window, and we're going to survive long enough to destroy your brother. Clear? The door shudders. They're ramming it. Cole stares at me. Then, impossibly, he smiles. You're terrifying when you're determined. Good. You'll need terrifying. I help him to his feet. He sways, steadies. Can you climb? Can I breathe? Barely. Can I climb? We're about to find out. I clear the crates from the window. It's small, narrow, opens onto an alley behind the servant's wing, 3-story drop. Please tell me there's a rope, Cole says. There's not a rope. Fantastic. The door splinters. Crack spreads down the middle. I boost Cole up first. He squeezes through the window, grips the outer ledge. His arms shake. He's too weak for this. He's going to fall. There's a drainage pipe 2 feet to your left, I say. Grab it, climb down. And if it doesn't hold my weight, then falling 3 stories will be the least of your problems. He laughs, actually laughs, then shifts his grip to the pipe, starts descending. The door breaks open. Guards pour in. I dive through the window. Don't look back. Just grab the pipe, climb down as fast as failing upper body strength allows. Hit the ground. Roll. Every muscle screams. Cole hauls me up, we run. Behind us, crossbow bolts punch into stone where we were standing seconds ago. We're not going to outrun them. Cole can barely walk, let alone run. And I'm human, slow, fragile. This way, he gasps, pulling me into a side alley. Follow me, stay close. We disappear into the maze of servant passages, storage yards, and forgotten corridors that make up the palace's skeleton. 2 fugitives running from an army. This should be impossible. But here's the thing about being invisible for 3 years. You learn every shadow, every hiding place, every route the guards never patrol, and sometimes, just sometimes, being no one is the best advantage you can have. Every shadow becomes our ally as we run. The servants' corridors twist like veins through the palace, narrow, dark, forgotten by anyone who matters, which means they're perfect for people who don't. Cole's breathing is ragged. He's running on spite and survival instinct. Nothing else left. We can't keep running, he gasps, leaning against a wall. They'll corner us eventually. I know. My mind races. We need to flip this. Turn the hunt around. How? An idea forms. Dangerous. Probably stupid. Exactly the kind of plan that gets people killed or crowned. They think you're dying, I say. Maybe already dead. What if we let them believe it? Cole's eyes sharpen despite the pain. Keep talking. Damien's waiting for confirmation. Once the guards report you're dead, he'll move fast. Call an emergency council, declare himself regent. Start consolidating power. I pace. 3 steps, turn, 3 steps back. But what if we're already there, in the council chamber, waiting? They'll see me. Know I'm alive. Not if you're a corpse. He stares at me. You want me to play dead. I want you to be dead. Publicly, dramatically. Long enough for Damien to incriminate himself in front of witnesses. The plan crystallizes as I speak. The banquet hall. There are still nobles there. Diplomats, foreign dignitaries, people Damien can't disappear or silence. We stage your death. I discover the body, raise the alarm, and when Damien shows up to claim his throne, I stand up and expose him. Cole nods slowly. It's insane. It's the only play we have. If it goes wrong, then we're dead. But we're dead anyway if we keep running. I meet his eyes. This is your kingdom. Your throne. Your brother. You want to survive or you want to win? The gold bleeds back into his gaze. I want to destroy him. Good. Then let's go haunt your own funeral. We move through the passages toward the banquet hall. Sounds drift through the walls. Music, laughter, oblivious celebration. The party continued after I spilled the wine. Of course it did. Nobles don't let attempted regicide ruin their entertainment. The servants' entrance to the hall is unguarded. Everyone's searching the upper levels. They don't expect us to return to the scene of the crime. Cole and I slip inside, staying behind the massive tapestries that line the walls. From here, we can see everything. The nobles dancing, the musicians playing, the head table where Cole should be sitting, where Damien now sits, in Cole's chair. He's younger than Cole by 2 years, handsome where Cole is rugged, charming where Cole is intense. The type of man who makes allies easily because people want to please him. The type of man who smiles while poisoning his brother. I'm going to enjoy this, Cole whispers. His voice has gone cold, predatory. The wolf beneath the man, fully awake now despite the poison. Not yet. We wait for the perfect moment. I scan the room. We need Lord Brennan here, the Chancellor, witnesses who matter. As if summoned, Brennan enters through the main doors. His expression is troubled. He approaches Damien, leans in close, whispers something. Damien's smile falters. Just for a second. Then he stands, raises his goblet. The music swells. My lords and ladies, Damien's voice carries across the hall. Practiced, perfect. I regret to inform you that my brother, your king, has taken ill. Suddenly and severely. The royal physicians are attending him now, but... He pauses. Let's emotion crack through. Beautiful performance. We must prepare for the worst. Gasps, whispers, shock ripples through the crowd. Should he not recover, Damien continues, I ask for your support in this time of crisis. The kingdom needs stability, leadership. I pledge to serve as your regent until... Until when? Cole's voice cuts through the hall like a blade. The music stops, abruptly, violins screeching to silence. Every head turns. Cole steps out from behind the tapestry, walks to the center of the hall. His shirt still torn open, stained with charcoal and vomit and poison. He looks like death walking, which is exactly the point. Until I'm dead, brother. Cole's smile is sharp, dangerous. Sorry to disappoint. Damien's face goes white, then red, then carefully, deliberately neutral. Cole, thank the gods. We thought, the guards reported what you told them to report, that I was dying, that the poison worked. Cole moves closer to the head table, to his brother. Except it didn't, because someone warned me. Someone who's been watching this palace very, very carefully. I step out from the tapestry. Every eye shifts to me. The servant girl, Damien says, dismissive. The clumsy one who spilled your wine. You believe her over your own guards? I believe the evidence. Cole gestures to Brennan. Chancellor, the account books. Second drawer of my desk. Retrieve them. Now. Brennan hesitates, looks between the brothers, then bows and leaves. This is madness, Damien says to the crowd. My brother is clearly unwell, paranoid. The poison must have affected his mind. The only thing affecting my mind is clarity. Cole's voice drops, lethal. I know what you did. The embezzlement, the alchemist, Gregor, the months of slow poisoning, tonight's final dose, all of it. You have no proof. I have her. Cole points to me, a witness to everything, and account books that show exactly where the money went. Southern marshes, widow spider venom, assassination contracts. He steps closer to his brother. Tell me, Damien, how long have you been planning to kill me? Since father died? Since we were children? When exactly did you decide your brother's life was worth less than a crown? The hall is dead silent. Damien's mask finally cracks. The charm bleeds away. What's left is rage. Pure, undiluted. Since the day you were born, he hisses. Since father looked at you like you were the sun and me like I was a shadow. Since everyone bowed to you and pitied me. Since the universe decided that coming out of the womb first made you better, more deserving, more everything. So you tried to murder me. I tried to take what should have been mine. The admission hangs in the air. Brennan returns, carries the account books, opens them. His face goes pale. Your Majesty, he says quietly, these ledgers. They show transfers of over 50,000 gold pieces to accounts in the southern marshes, all authorized by Lord Damien's seal. Game, set, match. The account books in Brennan's hands are damning, concrete, undeniable. 50,000 gold pieces traced directly to Damien's seal. But Damien doesn't crumble, doesn't beg. Instead, he laughs. Proof? He gestures to the books. Of what? Financial transactions? That's your evidence of attempted murder? His smile returns, sharper now, desperate. I made investments in the southern marshes, legitimate business. The timing is unfortunate, but hardly criminal. The timing, Cole says slowly, of payments made to known alchemists specializing in venom distillation. The timing of Gregor's sudden wealth, the timing of my deteriorating health, all unfortunate coincidence? Exactly. Damien spreads his hands to the crowd. My brother is unwell, paranoid. He sees conspiracy where there's only loyalty and concern. Perhaps the stress of ruling has finally... Enough. Cole's voice cracks like thunder. The wolf surfaces fully, eyes pure gold, canines lengthening, presence expanding until it fills the hall. Every shifter in the room feels it. The weight of an alpha's dominance. Undeniable. Absolute. You want to play innocent? Cole moves to the head table, to his chair, to the goblet still sitting there, filled with wine. Then prove it. Drink. Damien's smile freezes. What? The wine from my goblet, the one you ensured would be poisoned tonight. Cole picks up the cup, holds it out. If you're innocent, if this is all paranoid delusion, then drinking from my cup should be perfectly safe. Shouldn't it? The hall holds its breath. Damien doesn't move. Can't. Because we all know what's in that cup. I don't have to prove anything to you, he says. Voice tight, controlled. I'm not on trial here. No, you're not. Cole sets the goblet down. Because trials require doubt, and there is no doubt. You poisoned me, systematically, methodically, for months. Tonight was supposed to be the final dose, the one that finished the job. He gestures to me. Come here, Rebecca. I move forward. Every eye tracks me. The invisible servant girl, suddenly visible, suddenly important. Tell them, Cole says. Tell them what you saw. So I do. Everything. The workshop. Gregor adding the drop to the wine. The shimmer I recognized. The voice in the chapel giving orders. Aldrich the alchemist's convenient death. The cumulative poisoning over months. Every word lands like a hammer blow. When I finish, the nobles are staring at Damien with horror, disgust, fear. This is absurd. Damien tries one more time. The testimony of a servant girl? A disgraced trader's daughter? You'd believe her over your own brother? Yes. Cole's answer is immediate, final. Because she had nothing to gain by saving me. No reward, no promise of elevation. She risked her life to spill that wine, and she's been risking it ever since to keep me alive. He looks at me. Something passes between us. Acknowledgement. Respect. I believe her because she's the only person in this palace who's been honest with me. Damien's face contorts. The mask shatters completely. What emerges is ugly, raw. Fine, he snarls. You want the truth? Yes, I poisoned you. Yes, I paid Gregor. Yes, I arranged everything. Because you don't deserve that throne. You never did. Father only loved you because you were first. That's it. Birth order. Random chance. And I was supposed to spend my life bowing to you? Pretending you were better? Watching you waste the crown I could have used to build something great? So you tried to take it by murder. I tried to take what was mine. Damien's voice rises, hysteria bleeding through. And I would have succeeded if not for that girl, that nobody, that invisible little ghost who saw too much. He pulls a knife, fast, desperate, lunges at me. I don't have time to move, don't have time to think. But Cole does. He's between us in a heartbeat, catches Damien's wrist, twists. The knife clatters to the floor. You just confessed to regicide, Cole says quietly, in front of 50 witnesses, foreign dignitaries, the entire court. He releases Damien's wrist, shoves him back. Guards, real guards, not the ones on my brother's payroll. Arrest him. Loyal guards step forward, the ones who weren't at the banquet, the ones Brennan must have summoned while retrieving the books. They seize Damien, chain him. He doesn't fight, just stares at Cole with pure hatred. You'll never be the king Father wanted, Damien spits. You're too weak, too trusting, too... Alive, Cole interrupts. I'm alive. You're in chains. That's the only comparison that matters. He picks up the poisoned goblet one more time, walks to where Damien stands restrained. You wanted this crown so badly, Cole says. Killed for it, lied for it, betrayed everything for it. He holds the cup to Damien's lips. Here's your reward. Drink. Damien's eyes go wide. You can't. I'm the king. I can do anything I want. Cole's voice is ice. And right now, I want you to taste what you've been feeding me for 6 months. Justice. Spider's breath. Justice. Please. Did Gregor beg? Did the alchemist? Did you give them a choice before you silenced them? Cole's hand doesn't shake. Drink, or I'll have the guards force it down your throat. Damien drinks. The hall watches in silence as he swallows. Once, twice. Then the shaking starts, the paralysis, the realization that his own poison is killing him. 4 minutes. That's all he has. Cole watches without expression as his brother collapses, convulses, chokes, then stops. The king's younger brother, the charming one, the diplomatic one, the one who wanted the crown so badly he murdered for it, dead on the floor of the banquet hall. Cole turns to face the crowd. Let this be a lesson. Treason will be met with the traitor's own weapon. Conspiracy will be answered with exposure. And anyone who thinks they can take this throne through poison, he looks down at Damien's body, will die drinking their own venom. Silence. Then slowly the hall erupts in applause. Not celebration, acknowledgement. The Alpha has proven his dominance. Justice has been served. Cole's eyes find mine across the room. He's still dying. The poison's still in his system. We bought time, not salvation. But for now, for this moment, he's won. And I'm the only one who knows how close we came to losing everything. The applause fades, but Damien's body stays on the floor. No one moves to cover it. No one pretends this didn't happen. The message is clear. Betray the Alpha. Die like a dog. Cole dismisses the court. Nobles file out in silence. Diplomats, guards. Within minutes, the grand hall empties until it's just us, me and the king, standing over his brother's corpse. I need to sit down, Cole says quietly. I help him to his chair, the throne. He collapses into it like a puppet with severed strings. The adrenaline's wearing off, the poison's still working. We bought him hours, maybe a day. Not enough. The purge only cleared tonight's dose, I say. The accumulated toxin is still in your system. We need the royal apothecary, real treatment, days of it. I know. He closes his eyes. Tomorrow. Tonight, I just want to... He trails off, opens his eyes, looks at me. Thank you for everything, for the wine, for the salt water, for standing with me when running would have been smarter. Running's boring. He laughs, weak but genuine. Rebecca Woods, daughter of Marcus Woods, I hereby restore your family name, your titles, your estates, everything that was taken from you. My throat tightens. You don't have to. I do. It's justice. Long overdue. He leans forward. And I'm creating a new position. High Watcher. Reports directly to the throne. Authority to investigate anyone, anywhere, anytime. No restrictions, no oversight except mine. He meets my eyes. It's yours if you want it. High Watcher. Official power. Recognition. Everything I thought I wanted when I was invisible. No, I say. He blinks. No. No. I move to the window. Look out at the palace grounds. The kingdom I've watched from shadows for 3 years. I didn't save you because I wanted a position, or titles, or official power. Then why? Good question. I've been asking myself that since the wine hit his chest. Because a kingdom in chaos is a bad place to be invisible, I say slowly, working through it as I speak. Damien would have taken the throne, started purging anyone who might threaten him, including servants who see too much, including me. I turn to face Cole. I saved you because keeping you alive kept me alive. Survival. That's all. That's not all. No? He stands, walks to me despite the pain. You had a dozen chances to run, to disappear, to let me die and take your chances with Damien, but you didn't. You stayed, fought, risked everything. His hand comes up, cups my face. That's not survival. That's loyalty. And it's rarer than you think. I should pull away, should maintain distance, should remember that kings and servants don't touch like this. But I don't pull away. The wine spill wasn't an accident, I admit. I saw the poison, knew what it would do, and in that moment I made a choice. Stay invisible and safe or become visible and important. I meet his eyes. I spilled that wine on purpose, not to save you, to save myself, to force my way into a world that had forgotten I existed. An application, Cole says softly, for a seat at the table. Exactly. And now I'm offering you that seat, officially, publicly, permanently. His thumb brushes my cheek. Why refuse? Because official seats come with official targets. I've spent 3 years learning that invisible people survive longest. The moment I accept your offer, I become visible, permanently. Every enemy you have becomes my enemy. Every conspiracy, every ambitious noble who thinks they can manipulate the High Watcher for their own gain. I step back. I'm not ready for that. When will you be ready? Maybe never. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I move toward the door. But I know this. You're still dying. The poison's still killing you, and I'm the only person who knows enough to keep you alive long enough to purge it completely. So you're staying. I'm staying. But not as High Watcher. Not as Lady Rebecca Woods, restored noble. I look back at him. I'm staying as the girl who spilled your wine, the ghost who sees everything, the invisible hand that keeps you breathing. Understanding dawns in his eyes. You want to remain in the shadows. I want to remain useful. There's a difference. I open the door. Get some rest. Tomorrow we start the real treatment. Days of it. You're going to hate me by the end. I doubt that. You will. Trust me. I pause at the threshold. By the way, your brother was wrong. You're not weak. You're not too trusting. You're exactly the king this kingdom needs. A man who listens to servants, who values truth over comfort, who drinks poison meant for him and survives out of pure spite. I smile. Your father would have been proud. I leave before he can respond. Slip back into the servants' corridors, back into the shadows where I belong, the invisible girl who saved a king, not for glory, not for reward, but because sometimes the best way to survive is to make yourself indispensable. The wine spill wasn't heroism, it was strategy, and the game's just beginning. If you've ever been the person no one notices, the one who watches from corners, collects information nobody thinks matters, or wonders what would happen if you finally stopped being invisible, this story saw you. Subscribe if you want more stories about people who survive by becoming indispensable, people who don't wait for permission, people who spill the wine on purpose. Because the best revenge isn't destruction, it's making them realize they needed you all along.